All right, greetings everyone. Again, Julie with Julie Legg Photography. And so in the last video I showed you what I did in Lightroom, and now I'm in Photoshop, and I've already photoshopped out some of the little ends that made it kind of look kind of fakey, like there was a flower supposed to be there and I had popped it off. So that looks a little better. Now I want to play around with this, and I'm going to go to one of my actions from Sarah Gardner. She's a photographer some of you are familiar with, beautiful floral photographer and lots of other things she does. She's very creative, and I've got her actions that I bought back in 2013. And one of them is paint on soft blur. You just hit the play button because it's an action. And so I'm going to paint. She's got the soft blur in here like that, and I'm just going to take a white brush and paint in some haziness and see if I like it. And I've got my brush set at 40%, and it's just creating a soft blur. I want to add more softness to this whole thing, but I love her blur action. It's just very nice. And I'm just going to keep adding, and then might go in and subtract some more. My computer's lagging a bit today. I want all the edges to be nicely done. Okay. And then I'm going to go in there with a black brush, and I'm going to pick some areas that I want to be a little sharper, and that gives me a really nice play between sharp and soft. And the sharp places are going to be where people's eye is going to be directed because it is sharper. Just going to get some of these neat little tips of some of the dominant flowers in here. I think edges are one of the things that I really like to pay attention to when I'm creating something. And just very slight. I like subtlety, and this is creating subtlety. Okay, so I've got that. And next, I want to put on a texture. And I've got Kim Klassen Revolution. That's one of my favorites of hers, but I don't think that one's going to work. And so I've got one from French Kiss Collections, Impasto Overlay. I'm going to copy that and Command V, paste, Command T, hold the Shift key to rotate it, and I'm going to put that on top. Make sure it fits over the whole thing. And I think I'm probably going to want soft light. See, I went ooh. When I go ooh, that usually means something good is happening. So I'm going to just tone it down a bit, and I think that's real pretty. And I also have another favorite of Kim Klassen's, an oldie but goodie, Scratched Magic. I love Scratched Magic. I use that on so many things. I even created a few of my own scratched textures, but this is the one I want today. And it is a little smaller. That's okay. It'll enlarge just fine. And it doesn't matter if I distort this because it's just a bunch of scratches. And I'll put that, you always put the black ones on screen. And voila. Sorry, don't mean to try and sing. It's not good for me to sing. And that is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm loving that softness. Alright, so I think that looks good. I might play around with levels. It's really good after you put on textures to play around with your levels. You can see the blacks are very washed out here, and if you wanted to add a little more contrast, you could pull it over. And if you wanted to add a little more matte, a little more airy, and just keep playing till you get what you think you like. That looks great. Okay, so that is the end of this short little video, and then I know what I want to do. I want to go into Lightroom one more time, and I'm going to put on a Kim Klassen preset because I think this might look good really desaturated. Okay, so now I'm back in Lightroom and I'm going to put a Kim Klassen preset on this photo. I think that will take it to the next level. I love it the way it is, but to me it has a romantic antique look to it, and I want to enhance that some more. So I'm going to create a virtual copy, and I think a desaturated look would really help. So in this section, Truly, oh that's gorgeous, Burnt Almond, Eve, Old English, these are all delicious. And it's really hard to choose. I think I'm going to pick Eve. And one thing I don't like about Eve, I do like that it's saturated, but it still has the pink, a lot of pink and green. But I don't like the way it's blown out in this white area here. So to fix that, Kim has put a curve on here, and I can just play around real easily by dragging these sliders around. And I'm going to take the lights to oh, let's go, that looks good, -34. And then the highlights, I can go to where it looks good to me. That looks good. There, it's a big change. On, off. That's good. And what else can I do? Let's play with the shadows and see what happens. Oh, see, it's affecting in this area and in these areas, and even in any areas where the shadow is. And I think it's kind of adds another layer that I like of interest, but I don't want to go too far with it. So I'm just going to go right about -9. And then back to basic, and I'm going to play with the saturation. I think I want a little bit more saturation, maybe around 40, 41. I like that. And I think it's a little bit flat, but that enhances softness, but I might want to add just a tad of contrast. I'm going to go to 19. And then this area, it still bothers me a little bit. I don't think it's blown out. I don't think anything's clipping since I went into the tone curve and toned it down. But I'm going to put a little, do a little burning, old-fashioned burning, and just pull it back just a tad. 10, maybe a little more, 20, and turn that on and off. And I think that really, to me, it makes a difference. It adds It's very tiny, but every little bit of detail, this area here, these little shadows are coming out a little more, and I just like to fine tune my photographs. I really enjoy processing and the fine tuning aspect to it. So I am very happy with this. I want to thank Diana Foster of the Studio 56. I want to thank her for inviting me over to her home, and we shared props with each other, and we just had an amazing photography photo shoot day with each other. In fact, we were just creating all kinds of beautiful photos that we didn't want to stop, and we just worked right through lunch, just had a little snack and kept going. It was so much fun. So you're going to see more photos from both Diana and myself from that day. And I also want to thank Kim Klassen for her wonderful, beautiful presets. And so y'all have a great day, and thanks for stopping by.